So now you know the basics of making a line using different tools. We will move on to learn about different draw and modify tools, and then we will make a simple drawing using those tools. So you already know about line. Let's talk about polyline. I will go to polyline, and as you can see now, I will click at a point, then next, and so on, and enter to exit this command. So this one is polyline. Let's go to the line again, and once again I will do the same, and we have the line here. So the basic difference between these two tools is if you select polyline, the complete set of lines will be selected, as this one is a connected curve, but not in case of line. If you select line, only that particular segment will be selected, and all of these are separate. So that's the first and the basic difference between line and polyline tool. Now to make the circle, you can select the circle tool, then click at a point, and now type in the radius value. So I will type 10 as the radius, and I will press enter, and here we have it. So we have the circle of radius 10 inches. So you can also type in the diameter. So I will go to circle again, I will click at a point, and as you can see, we have different options in command line. I will type D and then enter, and now AutoCAD will bring on for the diameter value. So if I type 10, now I will make a circle of radius 5 or diameter is 10. Now similarly we have the arc tool. Now using arc tool we can make 3-point arc using first, second and third point. And also there are other features which you can use to make different kind of arcs, and it just depends on the kind of workflow and the drawing that you have, and depending upon that you can select from any of these tools. Similarly for the circle, we have 6 different ways of making circle, and it will just depend on your workflow, and depending on that you can select the type of circle that you need. Now let's move to the rectangle tool. So using rectangle tool, you can obviously make a rectangle. In this case, click at a point and then click at second point, and you will have your rectangle, the first point and second point. Click at a point and now type in the length and width. So I will type 15 for the length, and then I will press tab key and I will type 10 for the width, and I will press enter, and here we have it. So the length is 15 and the width is 10, and that's the rectangle which we need. Now you can move your complete drawing area using pen tool. As you know that just press and hold your mouse wheel and pen it around. But if you want to move only selected drawings, for example if you only want to move this circle, then you can use the tool right here on the modify panel called move. Select move tool. Select move tool. Now select the object that you want to move and press enter. Now select the center or any other point if you want, and then move it to your desired point. So click, let's go, then again click, and it will move. I will do it again. So I will go to move, then I will select this circle, or maybe let's select multiple objects. So I will select this rectangle and this circle. I will press enter, and now you need to start from a point. So I will click at a point, maybe here randomly, and it will pick your object from that point. Now click at the next point where you want to drop it. There we have it. Now the copy commands. In a similar way, but in this case instead of moving the object, it will create copies. So I will go to copy, I will select the circle and I will press enter. Now I will select the center of this circle for picking this, And now look at this, we still have the original object, but now a new copy is also made. Now click at this next point, and you will have multiple copies of the same object. Now to exit this command, press escape key. So I am going to now select all of these things that we don't need and I will delete them. We will now work with simple drawing here. So let's talk about rotate command. So here we have the rotate tool. Now select the rotate tool and select the object that you want to rotate. Now I will press enter and the command line will bring on you to specify the base point. Whenever you don't know the next set of steps, look at the command line. It will always bring on you with the next set of steps. So in this case, you need to specify the base point. So I will select this one in the base point, and now your object will start rotating along that base point. Now look at the command line. It is bring on you to specify the rotation angle. So let's type 30 and enter and look at this. So now the rectangle is rotated to an angle of 30 degrees. The original rectangle, it was horizontal. It's now 30 degrees with respect to that. Now let's add a circle inside this rectangle somewhere here, and also I will make a straight line here like this. Alright, and I will talk about the mirror tool, which is right here. So using mirror tool, you can make a mirror image of any object. In this case, I will select this rectangle and this circle. I will press enter, and now you need to specify a mirroring line. So mirroring line in this case, so I will click on this point and then this point, and we will have this kind of mirror image. So using mirror tool, you can make mirror images that like this. So press enter to finish the command, and you will end up with mirror image of this original object where this was the mirroring line. So mirroring line is not always necessary, is not always important. You can even make mirrors without the mirroring line. So I will go to mirror, I will select these two objects, press enter, and now I will randomly click at 2 points. Maybe you can make it align if you want like this, but I will just make a straight line and I will press enter, and we will still have the mirror copies. And when you mirror any object, AutoCAD will ask you if you want to keep that copy or not. So you can select yes or no. Now let's talk about fillet. So we have a tool here called fillet, and using fillet you can make the corners of any sharp drawing rounded. So I will go to fillet, and now I will go to radius, and now I will specify the radius as, let's say, 2 inches, and now enter. I will click on this line and this line, and look at this, a small radius of 2 inches will be applied. Let's do it again. So I will go to fillet, and now I will click on this radius option and type in the radius value. In this case, I will type a bigger value, maybe 5 inches, and enter. And now select the first line and the second line, and you will have this kind of fillet. And if you want a sharp edge fillet, you can put radius 0 and then click on first line, second line. Now you can see we have a sharp edge. Okay, let's make a line that intersects these lines, these objects. Now let's talk about trim tool. We have lot of intersecting curves here, and now if you want to trim some unwanted geometries, for example, if you want to trim this part of the line or this part, you can use the trim tool right here. So I will go to trim, and now after selecting trim, just press enter key. This is a step which you are most likely to forget. So in this case, select trim and then press enter. Don't forget to press enter key right after selecting the trim tool, or put a command TR and then double press the enter. Now click on the part of the drawing that you want to trim. So in this case, I will click on this line and look at this, it will trim it up to the next boundary. If I click here, it will trim it up to the next boundary. The similar thing will happen for the circle as well. If I click here, it will trim it up to the next boundaries. So using trim tool, you can trim the object up to next available boundaries like this. Now finally, let's talk about a tool called offset. So I will go to rectangle. Now I will go to offset and offset tool. We will make another copy of your object which is geometrically similar but at a certain distance. So now I will type in offset distance of, let's say, 5 inches. I will press enter. Now I will select this boundary and I will move it outward. If I click inside, it will make an offset copy just inside. If I move outside, it will make the offset copy outside. Just like this again, I will go to offset and this time I will add a bigger value of, let's say, 10 inches. For the offset distance, I will select the same line. I will click outside and look at this. We have this offset again. So now we are fairly equipped with the basic draw and modify commands of AutoCAD. And using these tools will now make our 2D drawing. So you will know how to use these tools in practical situation. This is what we are going to make. Okay, let's start drafting a plan. For that I am using command type L and press enter. Now first we will make boundary line of given length. For end, if you want same dimension, you can type C for close and enter. Now we have single boundary line. Now I am using offset of 9 inch for making our walls. Now for making rooms, I am again using offset tool with given sizes 12 feet 6 inch and 14 feet for both rooms. Use 12 feet 6 inch for width and 14 feet for length. Then for making wall, I will again use 9 inch offset. Now trim all extra lines. Every small lines which we don't need. Now we will do the same process for these two rooms. The dimension is 10 feet and 8 feet. 8 feet is width and 10 feet is length. Now again take offset of 9 inch. Trim all the extra lines. Okay, now you can see trim tool only work on intersecting lines. So I will select these and delete. Okay, now we have same shape as in picture. Next thing is windows. For that, let's again follow the dimensions and make the windows with same offset tool. Okay, now here I am using a new command of extend to extend my lines. Now trim the extra lines. We also have one window here. Okay, we don't have a size of window, so we will start from left side. Now again extend these two lines. For extend, you have to press command EX and then double enter. Now, after marking the window size, we will make these two lines to differentiate that. I am taking the offset of 3.5 inches now from both lines. Now trim all the extra lines. Okay, here we have our windows. The next thing is doors. So I am keeping a distance of 3 inch from walls for door. Okay, now let's assume the size of door is 3 feet. Okay, when the width of door is 3 feet, then obvious the opening will be 3 feet. Now trim the extra lines. Now you can see after trimming the lines we have a box shape. So we will extend the lines of door after trimming all the lines. Okay, for extend you have to remember, press the command EX and double enter. Okay, for this shape I will go to arc tool and select the first point, second point. Now as you know we are using 3-point arc, so we have to specify our third point. Okay, same with another door. First point, second point and third point. Now same with third door, first, second, third. You can even make your doors by 2-point arc. Okay, now delete the extra lines. And trim the line from opening. Okay, now here is our main door. We will delete first extra lines, and for main door you can see we have a double door. We will take offset of 2 feet. Then again select the arc tool and specify our points, first, second and third. Same with other door. Now trim and delete the extra lines. Okay, now here is the plan. The next step is this line, which is done by using hatch tool. Now we will use hatch tool. There are some patterns which are already present in AutoCAD. So I am using this pattern. Now we have colors. You can select any color or you can go by layer. Then the next is we have size. Okay, let's say 10 for our size. And select at the point where we want to hatch. Now you can see this is very small. So we will change our size, change it into 35. Press enter. Okay. Now this is the okay. We will hatch the rest of the boundaries. After hatching, press enter to exit the command. Now here we have our plan. Now move on to dimensions. But before moving on, we have to set the dimension style. For that, press D and enter. A new window will appear like this. Click on modify. We have a new window like this. First, we will move to primary units and set unit font in architectural. Then move to text. We will set our text height, let's say 5 inches. Press 5. We also have fraction height scale and then text alignment. Everything you are doing will appear in this window. I will select ISO standard. Now move to symbol and arrows. I will select architecture trick. You can select any one. Now move to lines. In this we have different setting of dimension lines. Okay, if you want that your dimensions and drawing will have gap, so you can select the fixed length. You can change the size of length. We also have other settings like alternatives and tolerance. After setting, click on OK and close. Okay, now move to dimension tools. Select the first point, second point and drag. Now here we have a dimension of 31 feet and 6 inch. Now again with another side. Again with rooms. You can drag inside or outside where you want. Here we have our dimensions of straight line. You can say it is very easy. Just select first point and then second point. We have our dimension. You can drag anywhere you want. Okay, now if you want a dimension of an arc, you can go to here. Here we have different options. We will select arc length. And click on our arc. We have a dimension of arc. You can select the placement. If you want a dimension of circle, okay, let's first draw a circle randomly. Now we want to check the dimension of the circle. We will go in dimensions and select the radius and click on a circle. Now here we have a radius which is symbolized with R. Now if we want diameter, we will again go in dimensions, select a diameter and then click on again circle. Now here we have a diameter with a diameter sign. Okay, if you want a dimensions of angle, let's make an angle. Let's suppose we have a triangle. Okay, now we want a dimension of this diagonal line. We will go and click on align, then specify our first point, second point and drag. Now here we have our diagonal line dimension. While clicking on dimensions only, you can't take any diagonal line dimension. Okay, this is a simple dimensions. If you want a continuous line for dimensions, let's specify our first point, second point and drag. Now you can see in command line, click on continue or press C, enter and click on the dimension where you want our next dimension. Next point, next point, next point. You can click on every next point of which you want dimension. Your dimension will be in one straight line. Dimensions. For next, we will move on to text. For click on our first point, second point where we want our text. Let's say bedroom. Now we have a sizes for text. You can say this is very tiny because we didn't select our size of bedroom. Let's reselect again and select the bedroom. Now change the size on our left side. First we have to scale according to our size. Okay, let's change in 5. You can select any according to your drawing. Now this is readable.
Okay, if you want a text with a line, for that go to ledger, click on it, specify first point, second point, and then type the text. Select the whole text, select the size, let's say again 5, and click. Now here we have our text with a line or arrow. Okay, now that's all for today. In next video we will learn about blocks and layers. Thank you.